They say time waits for no one, yet on the Camino I've come to know something different. The God who shaped time, who dwells beyond it, not only waits for us, but he also walks beside us. With each step, it is as if time itself leans in and whispers, "Open your eyes, because there is more life hidden in this day than you can see." All right, friends, it is day 2. Donna and I are headed out. Ciao. Today's walk from Grado to Salas stretched 22.7 kilometers. Not a long or difficult day by Camino standards, and the weather was gentle, clouds hanging low with a promise of rain that never quite materialized. The air was cool and the earth felt damp underfoot, a softness that made each step a little quieter. Our first climb began almost as soon as we left town. Cows and sheep grazed lazily in the pastures, their steady rhythm matching the unhurried pace of our walk. Chickens scratched about in the farmyards, caught up in their own busy routines. All around, the meadows stretched wide and green, dotted with wildflowers that swayed gently in the morning breeze. Shortly after leaving Grado, we reached the Santuario de Nuestra Señora del Fresno, a small but beautiful chapel perched at the crossroads of history. Likely formed in the 9th century, it has welcomed pilgrims for over 1,000 years. Standing there with the vast Asturian countryside spilling out in every direction, I felt the pull of time, not as something passing, but as something holding us and keeping us company. I'm reminded here that the pilgrims who came before me did not set out seeking ease or comfort, but something far deeper, transformation. In their walking, they yielded themselves to the road and to the sun and to the rain, to both weariness and wonder. As we left the quiet chapel behind, the path carried us into one of the most photographed stretches on the Camino Primitivo. While we weren't in the mountains yet, we could see them standing like ancient guardians, while the valley below lay quilted in every shade of green, stitched together with the red tiled roofs of scattered homes. Asturias is part of green Spain, known for its lush, mountainous terrain and maritime climate. This is marked by an abundance of rainfall and mild year-round temperatures. The fertile land here lends itself naturally to pasture and farming, with orchards and gardens adding to its abundance. Asturias was so rich in fruit, and along the way we couldn't help but pause to pick a few apricots. Their sweetness really was a welcome gift from the road. All right, friends, so far this has really been one of the most beautiful walks that we've done. Almost like if the Appalachian Trail and the Camino had a baby, it would be this walk. And the weather has been divine. The path led us across the Rio Narcea and into the lively village of Cornana, where the sound of chatter and clinking glasses spilled from cafes. It was a perfect spot to pause and enjoy lunch before continuing on. Okay, friends, because I do not like ham, my sandwich, bocadilla con queso y tomates, and that's my stable with a Coke Light and no agua. Over café con leche, we let our muscles rest while the lively conversations around us revealed the friendships and deep bonds woven into the lives of those who called this place home. With a little more than halfway to go, we set out again. All right, so we've stopped. It's 3 o'clock. We've probably got about 5 or 6 kilometers left, and stopped at an absolutely adorable albergue. Couldn't tell you the name of the town. It's before Salas, though, a little bit off the road. And it's been a great day. As you can see, it's overcast, so it's been cool and delightful. All right, ciao. In the afternoon, we stepped into the storybook village of Salas. It's a medieval gem whose roots reach back to the year 1120. The heart of the town felt like a page from history, with stone buildings gathered around the plaza and the graceful presence of this 16th century church of Santa Maria la Mayor watching over it all. We hadn't booked a place to stay, still under the impression that we were going to have no problem finding albergues. However, when we arrived at the albergue, we found that there were only a few beds left and managed to claim one of the last ones. It was really a quiet warning from the Primitivo itself that the path was completely different. There were fewer beds, fewer towns, and far fewer choices to simply arrive without a plan. So from here on, we knew we really had to rethink our strategy. Looking ahead to tomorrow's stage, we saw that the map held few villages and even fewer chances to find a meal. So before the day slipped away, we stepped into a small local shop and gathered what we needed. It felt really good to be prepared and to know that tomorrow we could walk without worrying about where the next table might be waiting. So after a quick walk through the village and a quiet meal, we made our way back to the albergue. As I lay on the top bunk, in a room crowded with fellow pilgrims, some already snoring softly, others shifting restlessly in search of comfort, I let my mind drift back over all that the day had placed in my hands. Quiet climbs through misty hills, wide valleys that opened like a blessing, the taste of sweet fruit, and the comfort of good coffee shared along the way. In return, the road asked for so little, just that we keep moving, keep noticing, and keep in step. More and more, I'm learning from the Camino that time is not my rival to be outrun, but it wants to be a faithful partner walking beside me. And at 65 years of age, this realization brings freedom. No longer must I dread the moment when my time runs out. Instead, I can welcome each passing moment like an old friend arriving at my door. Today, my quiet prayer was that the God of time would grant me the courage and faith to cherish, not fear, every moment that I'm given, to hold them gently, knowing how quickly they pass into memory. So until tomorrow and all the challenges that face me, buen camino and God bless.